All right, if you're a trader and you feel like you've hit a wall, you know all the rules but your account isn't growing, then you're in the right place. We're about to dive into a totally new way of thinking about performance. It's not about fixing what's wrong with you. It's about building on what's already right. Welcome to Trading Psychology 2.0.
So does this sound familiar? You've read the books, you've watched the videos, you can recite the rules in your sleep, cut your losses short, let your winners run, don't trade on emotion, all the so-called best practices. But when you look at your results, it's just not there. It's a super frustrating loop to be in, and believe me, you are not the only one.
But here's a wild idea for you. What if the problem isn't you? Seriously, what if the standard advice, the stuff you've been fighting so hard to follow, is actually what's holding you back? It's time we start questioning the old way of doing things.
For years, this is what everyone has been taught. We'll call it Trading Psychology 1.0. And it basically treats you like you're a faulty piece of machinery. The advice is always to use sheer willpower to crush your fear, to get rid of your greed. But you know what that is? It's an exhausting uphill battle against your own human nature, and that is a fight you're just not going to win in the long run.
Okay, so if that old broken model is out, what's the alternative? Well, this is where everything changes. We're talking about a complete paradigm shift. We're moving to a new operating system, one that's not about fixing your weaknesses at all. Instead, it's entirely about finding and amplifying your strengths. This is what we call Trading Psychology 2.0.
And look, the difference here is like night and day. Psychology 1.0, that's all about willpower, trying to fix what you think is wrong with you. But Psychology 2.0, it flips the whole script. The focus is on finding what you already do well and building a solid, repeatable process around those strengths. So the goal is no longer to fix yourself, it's to get on a path of continuous improvement.
And this is the absolute core philosophy. The old way tries to shove you into this one-size-fits-all box of the perfect trader. Psychology 2.0 says, nope, let's not do that. It's about building a trading approach that is uniquely yours, one that's actually designed to fit your personality and your natural talents. So how do we actually do this? This isn't just some vague mindset shift. It's a real, practical system. The engine that drives this whole thing is a really simple but powerful three-step loop. It all kicks off with identify. You got to become a detective of your own performance, really dig in and see what works for you. Next up is implement. This is where you take what you learned and turn it into concrete routines, checklists that make your best performance repeatable. And finally, and this might be the most crucial step of all, you iterate. You're constantly learning, adapting, and fine-tuning. It's not a one-time fix, it's a cycle of growth.
Okay, theory's great, but let's make this real. We're going to start with that first critical step, identify, because you, right now, are sitting on an absolute goldmine of performance data that can totally unlock your next level of growth. And I can guarantee you, it is not on your charts. This right here is the key. You probably spend hours analyzing market data, looking at charts, right? But the most valuable data, the stuff with the highest leverage for your improvement, it's not external, it's internal. It's what you're thinking, what you're feeling, your focus level, that's the good stuff. This is exactly why most trading journals just don't work. They only track your P&L. That tells you what happened, sure, but it gives you zero clue about why it happened. A process-focused journal, on the other hand, tracks your mindset, your execution. That is where the real gold is buried.
So just think about tracking things that really move the needle. What was your mindset? Were you patient, or were you chasing trades out of FOMO? On a scale of 1 to 10, how was your focus? How well did you actually stick to your own plan? See, this is the kind of data that leads to those aha moments.
Because when you start connecting this internal data to your setups and your results, these incredible patterns start to emerge. You'll start to see the precise conditions, both in the market and inside your own head, where you perform at your absolute best. This is your unique edge. This is your unfair advantage.
So for instance, a trader might look at their journal and see, whoa, whenever I'm feeling patient and I trade a VWAP bounce, I almost always do well. But when they're revenge trading the open, not so much. That combination of being patient and trading that specific setup, that's their best process. Now they know exactly what to look for, both on the screen and in themselves.
And all of this brings us to the real goal, which is a big shift in itself. See, the point isn't to find one perfect system and then just stop. The real destination is a change in your identity. It's about becoming an iterative trader.
This is so important. Please, stop chasing some holy grail system that you think will solve everything. The real holy grail in trading is the skill of continuous self-improvement. It's about building your ability to learn, adapt, and evolve with the markets. That is the one skill that will last you an entire career.
So how can you start building that skill, like today, with one simple but incredibly powerful habit: the weekly debrief. Just block out 30 minutes every Friday. That's it. This one little habit is the key that turns the iterate part of our engine. All you have to do is ask these 3 questions. Number 1, what was my best process? This helps you lock in your strengths. Number 2, where did my process break down? This helps you find the weak spots without beating yourself up. And number 3, what is one small change I can make for next week? This gives you a concrete, actionable step forward. That's the whole feedback loop right there. So I'm going to leave you with this challenge. Forget about trying to fix everything that's wrong by Monday morning. Instead, just look back on your week and ask yourself, what is the one small, simple change I can make to my process for next week that builds on what I already do well? That single step, that's where the real journey begins.